Hi there, everyone, and welcome. It's Lauren here again from Acting Classes in Perth. You are watching episode number 32. I can't believe 32 already. It's amazing. 32 of the Acting Classes in Perth, Your Questions Answered daily show. The show where I sit down here at 7 p.m. every single day and answer your acting-related questions here on Facebook Live and also simultaneously on YouTube Live. Super excited. Now, a huge shout out to everyone who is joining us in this session live. Alrighty, so today's question comes into us from Lauren. But not me, a different Lauren, but you're with me on that one. Fantastic. Now, before we do get to Lauren's question, I want to know if you're out there watching us. Please give us a big thumbs up here on Facebook or on YouTube. Please give us a like. I'd love to know that you're out there. Maybe throw me a comment. I always try to get back to as many of the comments as quickly as I can. Sometimes lately, I apologize, it's been taking me a few days. We've just been having so much great response and people throwing in ideas and questions, and I'm loving it, but it does take me a few days to get back to everyone. Maybe you just want to say hello, please do, or maybe you want to ask a question that you would like featured on the show. Please feel free to do that as well. Now, today's question, like I mentioned, comes in from Lauren, and hey Lauren, what's your question?
I've just landed my first role. How can I prepare for my character? Thank you. Have a great day.
Lauren, thank you so much for sending in your question. Now, it's a great question, but a question I could spend a lot of time on. And unfortunately, this is a show that is in a very short format. So what I'm going to do is try to punch in as much as I can and pack it in there, jam all this content in as quickly, but also as accurately and I guess as effectively as I can. So firstly, okay, congratulations, you've gotten a role. That's absolutely fantastic. You should be so darn proud of yourself. The first thing that I would do is, I guess, have a think about what kind of role this is, because if it's just an extra, you don't really need to prepare too much, but based off your question, I'm assuming you have either a lead or maybe a supporting character or maybe just a bit of a day player bit part. Either way, you're going to approach it roughly the same. Obviously, if it's a lead, you're going to put a lot more time and effort in. If it's a supporting character, you're still going to put a good, decent amount of effort in, but don't forget that you may not have as much screen time. So that's just, something to consider as well. So firstly, what kind of role is it? Is it a lead? Is it supporting? Is it a bit player? Are you there just as an extra? So once you've then ascertained that, and if you're working on, say, a lead or a supporting character or even a bit of a bit player, what I would do is I'd try to get the most recent or up-to-date copy of the script or the screenplay or the theatre play if it's a theatre play, and read it, right? I want you to read it, start making notes, things that come to your mind when you're reading that, starting to read through the subtext as well between all the action, right? So we call that reading between the lines. And then what I'd like you to do is start to learn your lines. Now, I wouldn't say that in the sense of trying to learn a whole screenplay if it's, say, a feature-length movie, but give it a good couple of read-throughs, maybe even record it as audio, and just start to let that stuff soak in. The reason I don't want you to cement it down and learn it perfectly, Lauren, is because at the end of the day, there are going to be revisions and there are going to be rewrites that come your way regarding this script, most likely. So I want you to keep it fresh, but make sure you have a really good, solid understanding of the character's journey within that dialogue and within the action, the overall story. So then what I want you to do is I want you to try to find some time. It does not have to be long. 30 minutes, an hour is fine. And I want you to try to sit down with the director, and I want you to hear what his or her ideas are for your character, for the overall characters, like other characters and their relationship to your character, and then also their idea and concept for the story, and hear how they're wording that, right? Because that can be a really important thing on trying to identify how you want to play that. So get with the director, and if you can't get with them in a physical space over coffee or something, definitely jump on Skype or something like that where you can talk, right? A text like a messenger or text is not good enough. It's the worst case scenario. If that's all you can do, then that's all you can do. But I really want you to try to do some text dialogue. Sorry, not text, dialogue, right? Live. Here we are. We're live and it's all happening. And I'm trying to stay focused for you here, Lauren. Sorry. So once you've had a chat with the director and got his or her ideas and thought about their vision and how your kind of creative ideas and visions will fuse together, I want you to go through the script, and I would like for you to start to identify the facts of the story. Now, the facts of the story are things that are very much cemented in that story and that cannot be changed, right? So let's say that your character, hypothetically, is going through leukemia, okay? Now, that is a fact. That is a pretty big fact, and it's I would be assuming a pretty solid fact for the story. So it's very, very unlikely that is going to change in a rewrite. So what we want you to do is go through, try to find as many of the facts as you can. Even things like this character is set in New York City, right? Like the character lives there, they have an apartment. That's a fact if we feel it's not going to change, right? So I want you to identify what are the facts. Then what I want you to do is I would like for you to explore your character's objective and intent, and then your acting objective and intent. Now, Lauren, you have done classes with us in the past, so I know that you are familiar with the greater context and the more in-depth nature of objective and intent for both the character, but then also for you as an actor. For those of you out there who have not yet done a class with us, throwing in a plug here, hey, check on our website, free 3-hour acting classes. Go to actingclassesinperth.com/free, and you're going to have so much fun, right? But for those of you who may not know about objective and intent for both the character and the actor, let's explore that a little bit. So very quickly, your character's objective is, what does your character want from the other characters or character in the scene, right? Not what does your character want, for period, no. What does your character want from the other character or characters in the scene, right? And this is important because it's going to create layers. Then, what is your character's intent or intention? Meaning, how are they going to go about achieving their objective? How are they going to try to reach it, right? And whether they do reach it, whether they don't reach it, then we start looking at, tragic and fatal flaws, and that's a whole other session and quite a lot to get into. But right now, I want you to try to ascertain, what is your character's objective? Meaning, what do they want from the other character or characters in the scene? And then, what is your character's intent or intention? How are they going to try to reach their objective, right? Now, part of that is going to be obviously with dialogue, it's going to be scripted, but the other side to that is, how are they going to do that? How are you going to interpret that? Are you going to do it aggressively? Are you going to do it passively? Are you a caring natured person? Are you manipulative, right? There's your intention. Now, then I want you to look at, what is your acting objective? Meaning, what is it that you want from the audience? And what is your acting intent? How are you going to make that happen? And what you'll find is often your character's objective and your acting objective are two very different things. They don't have to be closely aligned at all. And in fact, when they're kind of far apart, you can create quite a lot of context and quite a lot of, good, juicy character depth as well. So that's really, really important. Well, Lauren, there you go. There's a whole lot of ideas. I hope that helps you. I hope that's good enough for you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you liked Lauren's question, please help a fellow actor. Click the share button and share this video. Now, if you are watching us on Facebook or on YouTube, we would love to connect with you. So if you're watching us on Facebook, for example, I would like you to click and follow our page. If you're watching us on YouTube, be sure to click the subscribe button and then hit the notification bell. That way you'll stay updated with everything we are doing here at Acting Classes in Perth. If you're listening to us in the future, then you can click subscribe to our iTunes as an audio-only version. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to see you again tomorrow night for another episode answered by me I'm Lauren. This is Acting Classes in Perth. You're watching The Daily Show. I'll see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Stay safe and, like always, happy acting.